Good morning, Baltimore. Just kidding. It's not Baltimore. We are Montclair State University here on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. This is the Morning Buzz Tuesday edition. I am your host, Gabi Lutz, joined by my co-host, Terry Dickerson,
Hi.
our sportscaster,
You.
Adatula.
Thank
I
you.
get it?
You did. I will give you that.
Fire. And I just learned his last name today, guys. I won't even lie. Hold on. I just did that, and
A
I
lot
think
better
that's
than
the best
most
thing
people
ever.
like that have ever known me in my entire life. I could swear some of my relatives still can't do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I just did that. I'm so sorry, Metamates. I just unmuted you. That's my bad. But you didn't miss much, Metamates. I just introduced myself and a couple others. And then we have our Tunes on Tuesday correspondent, Emo McCormack. Good morning.
McCormack.
Good morning. Good morning,
What are you
everyone.
doing here?
Oh my God.
I've
Tunes
always
McCormack. Tunes McCormack. That's so
I'm very excited
crazy.
to be here.
I'm so glad you're excited because I'm excited to be on Tuesdays now. Kyle, our old Tuesday host, can't compare. Hi, Kyle. Hey, Kyle. Okay, so we have a great show lined up for you guys today. We have some things in the first hour that I'm sure you're very, 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 very excited for, like tuition going up and COVID boosters and Trump, all that good stuff. I know you're so excited. But before we get all that yummy and fun stuff, we do in fact have a newscast that will be done by our temporary newscaster, but our producer of the day, Lara Zaccardi, the gremlin in the corner. Lara, give us her news.
The gremlin in the corner gets a chair now.
She gets a chair, guys.
She said, "Let me upgrade you."
This is season 2. Just kidding.
Wow.
Let me give you some news. So yesterday,
I'm glad you got that.
we gotta get serious though, guys, because newscast is serious.
Yes.
Okay, we're serious. Yesterday, one of the suspects in the stabbing deaths of 10 people and 18 injured in the Canadian province of Saskatchewan was found dead, and his injuries were not. I'm Gabrielle.
Saskatchewan.
Regina Police.
Saskatchewan?
I can't English, Gabby.
Well, obviously you can't, whatever language Sister Saskatchewan is. Anyways,
Please
continue.
proceed.
Saskatchewan.
Yes.
Thanks. You guys, that was an awful start. But that's all the updates we have on that story. We're going to move on to Jersey. One person was killed and another injured during a serious crash in Passaic County Monday afternoon in Hawthorne. The crash happened just after 12 p.m. on State Highway 208 in Hawthorne near Goffle Road. Moving on to national news, recent reports of spotted lanternflies have been spotted in New York, Canada, Maryland, Virginia, and North Carolina, and now they have migrated over to the Midwest. Of course, while these insects are not dangerous to humans or pets, they don't bite, they don't sting, they're not venomous, but they do pose a serious risk to agriculture like trees and crops. PSA, if you see any spotted lanternflies, please squash them. We're going to move on to some weather. The weather for today is a 100% chance of rain. You heard that right. A 100% chance of rain with a high of 73 degrees and a low of 66. So PSA, definitely make sure you have an umbrella on you today or a nice raincoat or some galoshes. I don't know, whatever floats your boat. That's been news.
Wow. Thanks so much, Gremlin. That was okay. No, you did fantastic.
so
don't
good.
don't hate on yourself. Also, the lantern flies, technically they don't harm humans, but they do, because if they're harming the trees, they're harming my oxygen, and that's a
Yeah.
problem.
I'm telling you guys, I was just recently with a friend near Rutgers, New Brunswick, and those lanternflies
No
are the
joke.
most agile bugs I've ever seen in my life. Every time I took a step
Yes.
without paying attention,
Death.
they were out of there
I
in
would
my
take-
face,
yeah.
on my
I
arm,
feel
on my
evolving.
shoulders.
I have a tip for you. You PSA, if you're gonna squash them from the front so they don't jump.
Oh no, and you have to
Mm.
also like from above. You can't go like from the side. Like, like sometimes you like just want to like put your foot down. Like you have to like stomp your foot down.
We got to figure out if they don't see colors, because I saw a TikTok recently that informed me that flies can't see the color red. So if you want to kill a fly without them seeing, because they have a bazillion eyes and move super fast, use something red and you could catch them off guard.
Is that why a lot of fly swatters are red?
Ooh,
I don't know. We have a yellow one at home,
I
unfortunately.
I don't know. I've seen red ones in my lifetime.
Interesting.
But you know what? That's very interesting.
learned
Thanks
so
so much.
much.
Fun. Can he do a fun fact every week?
I will be down with that. I am
All
so
right,
full of that.
You're doing fun facts every week,
Fun
apparently.
facts.
All right.
And we'll do it right before your sportscast,
Which is
which you
right-
can do right now.
Yay.
Everybody, we got X with sports.
Sports, go team. All right, so we will start off the morning with college football because the NFL has not started, which it starts Sunday, September 11th.
Whoa.
So, college football, we had some great games this weekend. We had FSU, Florida State versus Louisiana State University, which was a great game that ended 24-23. That game ended in a last-second field goal block after a prior field goal block in the game and 2 muff punts. That's a special teams era across the board for LSU. So they blew that game basically on their own. Clemson played Georgia Tech. That game was a blowout at 41-10. And then one of the bigger games this weekend was number 5 Oregon against the good old Georgia Bulldogs. And let me tell you, girls, Georgia put a butt whooping on Oregon.
Woo.
49-3.
49-3.
Was not even close. Unfortunately, Oregon, you pretty much sank every hope for a Pac-12 team making it into the national championship this year. And with USC and UCLA moving to the Big 10 or Big 12 at the end of this year, it's looking bad for the Pac-12. After that, you got Utah versus Florida, which ended up being 29-26 to Florida, which was a very big upset. Most people had Utah being a team competing for the national championship this year. And then you had the other marquee matchup this weekend, which was Ohio State versus Notre Dame. It ended in a 21-10 win for Ohio State. Moving on to baseball, the Cleveland Guardians, they changed their team name, played the Kansas City Royals, beat them 6-5. The Yankees had a game against the Minnesota Twins. They won 5-2. The next game, unfortunately, got rained out, so they will have a double-header split later on this week with the Pirates. But both New York teams are only leading their division by 1 game. And prior to this month happening, they were up by double digits, which means there's a very big possibility that we see both New York teams in a wild card race this year, with the Mets only having 27 games left in the season and the Yankees only having 26. Let's move on to the wonderful world of tennis, ladies.
Tennis.
We have the big US Open going on. Unfortunately, the world's greatest male, female, whatever you identify as, tennis player Serena Williams unfortunately lost, as we all know, and her career may be coming to an end.
Ay, Dios mío.
But
An icon.
we do have hope.
Really?
There's hope.
We had hope because
What
we
is
had
the hope?
American Jessica Pugula, who moved on by beating the number 21 ranked in the world, Petra Kvitova. And then she will end up facing number 1 in the world. I'm sorry, Miss Swistica, because I may pronounce this wrong, Iga Swistica.
Wow.
Yes, she
That's
will
a name.
face her in the quarterfinals. And that's not the only American woman we have. We have our good 18-year-old American Coco Gauff, who's seen to be the next era of strong American women to come up. She's the youngest qualifier for the quarterfinals in the last 13 years by having a big win over her opponent, Shui Zhang. And then finally, we end on the men's end of the bracket, which was an insane weekend for an American men also. But first, the other big upset was the Australian Nick Kyrgios beating #1 world rank Danny Medvedev in a very entertaining match. But as I said, the big shocker this weekend was American Francis Tiafoe, who ended up beating tennis royalty this weekend by stopping the 22-match Grand Slam winning streak of Rafa Nadal. And as most people know, or for those who don't, Rafa is one of the big three who have dominated male tennis for the past decade. I think the stat is that Rafa, Djokovic, and I'm missing his name right now, but it'll come to me in the second half of the day. The three of them have dominated the male scene with 85% of Grand Slams going to just those three men.
That's insane.
Yeah.
What's up with all like the first placers,
I don't know. I
Big
mean,
deal.
losing their game.
for the top half of the bracket, it's not looking good. So if you're a lower bracket player in the US Open, you got hope right now.
Spaghetti-O.
And then finally, we will end with our own school.
Whoop whoop.
Shout out to the women's soccer team.
Woo.
They had a big win this weekend, 2-1 over Edincott College. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see the game. Was busy over the weekend, but I hope to pop out to as many games this weekend as I can. Not just soccer, but all our different sports. And shout out to the men's team pulling out a 1-1 draw with Catholic.
Woo! That's sports, everyone. It's amazing.
Sports. Wow. I
Yeah.
think I learned so much about sports in that.
Wow, I feel like knowledgeable. you know?
Yeah, I'm like, wow.
a sports
Did
girl.
you know that Serena Williams is not doing too high? I didn't know that.
I
you know?
mean, I think she
always
will
figuring
take her
out.
time
Oh, I
away.
know,
But I think
like-
she's gonna make a comeback eventually. Like
Probably.
it's like Tom Brady. He tried to retire, then he was like, I don't really like my family as much as I
Yeah.
thought I did. So I'm gonna just go back to getting smashed by 300-pound men.
I get it.
Great.
I understand.
Yeah. I mean,
That was fabulous. Thank you so much, X.
you're welcome.
So I think it's time to get into the good stuff. The great
Please.
stuff.
What would
Enos.
that be?
Juice.
It might be tuition, but before I start that,
Oh,
I smell like Red Bull from when it fell on me earlier.
yeah,
it's
that
fine.
was pretty
Anyway,
awkward.
I can like
Gabi
smell
tried
it.
to open her umbrella and then
My Red Bull, I accidentally squeezed my Red Bull can and then it just all over me. So,
Good.
anyways, I didn't get wings, but I did get the smell of Red Bull all over me. Anyways,
It's pretty great,
So,
honestly.
tuition, oh, yum, is going up at nearly all of New Jersey's four-year colleges. And here's what it will cost. Ugh. Tuition and fees, guys, are going up at 25 of the state's 27 four-year college campuses as students return to class amid worries about inflation and other rising costs. Y'all know about the gas. Y'all know about how your milk is costing way too much money. It's just what it is at this point. But according to an NJ Advanced Media analysis of tuition rates, New Jersey colleges increased tuition and fees for the 2022 to 2023 school year by an average of about 3%. Only two of the state's four-year colleges kept their costs the same as last year. And you know it's not us. The state's most expensive college is Stevens Institute of Technology, which is a private university based in Hoboken, if you did not know. An annual tuition and fees will cost $58,624.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
A 2.99% increase over last year. The state's least expensive four-year college is Kane University, a public university based in Union, where annual tuition and fees will total $12,972.
Shout out to Keen.
That's really like
Shout out to
that's a 2.99% increase over a year, but honestly, that made me feel like calm compared to seeing Stevens.
I mean,
Anyways,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
That's a
Tuition
lot.
and fee prices do not include the cost of room and board, which means commuters are paying these prices too. And that can add, and room and board can actually add up more than $10,000 to the total cost of attendance each year.
Mhm.
I see that every time I select my housing.
When that bill comes in,
Oh yeah.
However, the sticker prices at colleges can be much higher than what students actually end up paying. Scholarships, grants, and other forms of financial aid can cut the cost in half or more from some students. President Joe Biden also recently announced some student loan debt could be forgiven for certain borrowers. Can it be me, please? Montclair State sits second to last place, specifically in 25th place, with tuition and fees costing $13,762 with a
yeah.
3.49% increase. That's one of the bigger increases, but it is one of the lower tuition costs. So, like,
I guess we're still.
I
That's a
guess we're
decent
good.
price.
And also,
Yeah.
in-state tuition is much cheaper than out-of-state tuition.
That's
Shout out
very
being
true.
a New Jersey.
I was gonna say, yeah,
Yeah.
shout out living in the state of New Jersey,
That's
right?
so true though, because I feel like we have a lot better access to student aid than a lot of states do, which
Yes.
I
Yeah.
feel like we're very fortunate to have because we have the
Mhm.
FAFSA on top of the HESA as well.
Exactly.
And that HESA check looks real nice when that bill
Mhm.
comes in. I'm telling you.
See,
I tell you guys, I
a
need
couple
help.
hundred.
Yeah.
I need help because I unfortunately never filled out my HESA correctly, and they
Oh,
email me
see?
every day like, "Hey, dude, do you like want support or not?
Maybe
Like, are
you
you
should
going to
redo
school?"
it.
And you're like, no, I'm an
like-
independent man. I don't need no money.
I could do it. I could, clean
I think the
kitchens.
help here is going to come from yourself. Like,
Yeah.
I really hate to tell you
Please,
that.
King, help yourself.
I need so much more help than you guys. I
know.
need a therapist. I need
Oh,
a
this just took a
revival.
turn.
There's a lot of things we need in this show right now.
Need.
I
But-
know personally, I like to get even a couple $100 is always helpful. I know I put all, when I was in high school, I put all my high school like grades into raise.me. And I was like, please, raise.me,
Oh my god.
give me money.
Wait, what is that?
And they
site again?
gave, it's literally called raise.
Wait, no, like what is it? Like what
Oh,
does it
they give,
do?
so when you put your grades in and all, it tells you how much money you can get for what school you go to.
Really?
So yeah, so they like I get like a couple hundred per like semester, which is
That's
still very
really
helpful,
awesome.
like
Yeah, better
I
than nothing.
can't complain.
I
right?
mean, that's really helpful, especially if you think about it this way. If let's say you're a student that, in my case, I'm home, I'm a commuter.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If you have like your own personal debt that you're still trying to help pick yourself out of, a
Right.
lot of the times, if you could find a way with just FAFSA help, the HESAs could help a lot of the time with
Yeah.
other things. So that way, when you leave college, you leave without college debt and personal debt.
Exactly.
Precisely. I mean, you got to do what you got to do to make the price as little as possible.
Inflation's crazy.
And inflation just
In this
yeah.
economy, everything is so expensive.
Although guys, I did get gas for $3.65 the other day.
Yes.
And
Oh,
that
yes.
was like
so good.
heaven on earth
Yes.
for me.
Shout
Okay.
out Joe for doing something for
Yes.
us here. Shout out Joe, man.
Student loan debt thing too. Shout out.
Yes, it was just
That's gonna be so good.
that those things make me happy. And I'm like, can I just keep seeing the prices go down?
Please.
I'm
Thanks.
hoping to see $3 flat by the time we get to like Christmas.
The days when
Utopia.
we dreaded seeing $3. We were like, oh, 150.
We were
if it
so
ever goes up to
blind.
two, if it ever goes up to 2, I'll be very upset.
We were so blind.
Yeah,
And
now we're
now-
just begging for crumbs at the
No,
bottom
yeah.
of the
seriously.
No,
barrel.
literally.
Bar is not here.
Please, $3, I beg. I
Yeah.
plead. Yeah.
It's not good. It's not good at all.
No,
But you know what is super, super good?
I was
You
literally
tell
about to
me.
say the same.
You tell me.
Terry, we're on the same wavelength.
I love that. You know, season 2, we're gonna bring it back.
Yes.
Anyways, we have an update on COVID boosters, which will be available around New Jersey within days. So, according to state officials, more than 800 vaccine providers around New Jersey are expected to receive the new Omicron-specific doses of the COVID-19 boosters in the next coming days. People ages 12 and older are now recommended to obtain the COVID-19 bivalent booster dose 2 months after their most recent booster or primary series. The new Pfizer booster is recommended for people's ages 12 and older, while the Moderna booster is recommended starting at the age of 18. According to the CDC, the Novavax vaccine for adolescents ages 12 to 17 that became available last week is not authorized for use as a booster dose at this time. Updated boosters for younger people could be recommended in the coming weeks. The update offers better protection against severe illnesses and death, though maybe not infection itself from Omicron subvariants. New Jersey has received allocations of both Pfizer and Moderna bivalent boosters, which has been recommended by the Federal Center of Disease Control and Prevention and the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. This is really, really great. I'm glad that now the new Omicron booster came out, even though I feel like it's a little late. I'm not gonna lie.
Pause.
Pausing.
I thought this already came out.
No, I think they were gonna come out with a different one.
Oh,
that's
like it's a new one.
it's a newer one
Yeah.
for like this variant
Oh.
that's like we're kind of dominant right now, from to my knowledge.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel
Okay,
like
that makes more sense.
the
Continue.
big wave of it kind of hit. Not that it's still not happening, but I feel like it's a little late. Can I be honest? I feel like people aren't gonna get it.
I 1000% agree with you.
Yeah.
I think people, especially in our country, have moved to the phase in their life where they're just like, all right, well, we're stuck with it.
Yeah, and like I think people aren't taking COVID seriously because it's so different than what it was in 2020 and even in 2021. And look at us now in the studio, like literally a semester ago, we were in here with masks. It's crazy.
And now we're not.
And now we're not.
I was
Everybody
like
could see
dreading
our
it for a
beautiful
second.
faces.
Thank you.
I was low-key dreading it for a second. I was like, I'm gonna have to put my mask on to do the show. And then I was like, wait, no, I don't.
And like the whole narrative about COVID and how people think of COVID and how people even care about COVID anymore has completely shifted from just months ago. So I feel like people aren't really going, unless it's mandated wherever you work, wherever you go to school, people aren't going to really do it unless you are at a health risk, which is great for those people.
Yes.
But I mean, the fact that it's an option and a resource for people in general is
Yeah.
amazing, but I genuinely feel like not as many people as getting your primary series or your first couple boosters, they're not really going to get this,
Yeah.
which I don't know how to feel about. I mean, I feel like it might be all right.
I
don't
think it's
know. At
because
this
we're also
point-
at a point where most people have gotten COVID, which means our bodies are kind of
Yeah.
adjusting to it and like
Yeah.
getting used to it. So it's not as bad as it was. That does not mean that it's still not bad. And it doesn't mean that there are
Yeah,
still
I
not
don't
people who
wanna
have died
sound
from
like
it.
I'm
But
downplaying COVID.
no, because
That's
it's
the
definitely
thing.
not. But also like your body gets you like the flu. Like not as many people die from the flu as they did however many years ago, you know? So it's our bodies are getting used to the fact that this is a sickness that
Had this
is
been
around.
2020, we would be saying completely different.
Oh,
Yes.
no. If this was 2020,
100%.
Yeah.
we would all be super social distance.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's just how fast.
here right now.
But that's just how fast the night changes.
We'd be sitting in our own houses with set up rigs, like trying to talk to each other via
Exactly.
I'd be in the parking lot with my friends, like
Zoom.
This option is here for people who need it, and I'm glad it is because everybody should be protected to the fullest of their abilities.
Yes.
I agree.
Yes.
And on that note, I think we're gonna take a quick break
That sounds good.
here on the Morning Buzz. And when we come back, we're gonna be talking about our favorite person ever.
Gabi.
Me. No. Donald J. Trump. So stay tuned for that. Yeah. We are back here on the morning buzz. Yeah.
Hi. That was
Sorry.
beautiful.
Thank you. I
You
hope
should-
you all
You
enjoyed
should
that.
try out for whatever new season of American Idol that comes out.
I should, right?
I think you would do amazing.
I used to want to be on The Voice. This is the yeah, no. Yeah.
Or
I
do
used
the
to wanna-
Masked Singer.
Oh, stop. They'd be like, who is this girl?
Or
They'd be like, they would never guess me.
Hour, Gabby.
What?
You just come to happy hour.
You
on
mean happy hour
WMSC.
on WMSC? What
Yeah.
what time and day is that?
It's at Thursdays at 2.
Thursdays
Two-
at
to
2
3.
to 3.
2 to
We're all looking at each other like, is that time correct? We do know the date might be, but
It
time might be
changes
kind
as
of.
both of the hosts
changed.
of that show are in the room.
staring like very intensely at Lara.
Yeah, it's like a staring contest is going on across the room. Like, am I saying the right time?
Yeah, so that's when it is.
Okay.
You could
Tune
find
in
Gabby.
90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair Happy Hour, our karaoke show. I used to be the happy hour trainee.
You still can be.
I can be.
Yeah.
Okay.
She starts crying.
Thursdays? Wait, what time is it at? 2?
Thursdays at 2
Hold
to
on.
3.
Pause.
Scheduling.
Pause for dramatic effect. 1,
Pausing.
2,
Pausing.
3, 2 to 3.
2 to 3.
I have my office hours during that time, which means I'll be here. Yay! Okay.
So you could
Oh,
find
that's
Gabby at
fabulous.
happy hour.
Unfortunately, I have class.
Well,
No, you don't.
class. Who needs class?
Who needs
Uh,
class?
I don't know, guys.
Very
you know.
bad influences.
Yeah,
towards
let's
everybody.
hope my dad's not listening. Dad, I'm
Just
going to class.
kidding.
I swear.
You know,
Go to class.
Your money is not going to waste. I promise you.
you know,
Alright. Thanks. Thanks, X's dad.
you know what is going to waste?
The new
Are
Panic
we?
album.
Are we?
Oh.
Wait. Oh wow, that's a
That's
big burn.
big.
I was gonna say a lot of sun tanning lotion or
I
spray tan.
a lot of fake.
A lot of fake tans.
Say that, can we? The takeaways from
Can't even take it serious.
from the ruling granting Trump's request for a special master in the Mar-a-Lago probe. What? Yeah, that's a joke. I
She
do.
just realized why we were talking about spray tan.
A federal judge threw a wrench, yes, a wrench, yesterday in the Justice Department investigation into potential mishandling of documents from former President Donald Trump's White House by granting his request for a special master to review evidence seized from his Florida home last month. Do you all remember when that happened? I do. The win for Trump temporarily prevents the Justice Department's investigative team from accessing thousands of documents, some of which are marked as classified, taken from Mar-a-Lago. I hope I say that right, because honestly,
Yeah, you're
like,
doing it.
I don't know.
You're doing it.
Here are takeaways from the judge's ruling and what happens next. The primary takeaway is simple. The ruling is a major legal win for Trump. Of course, they
Yeah.
always get their way.
I'm telling you, that
Trump-
dude doesn't lose in.
No, he never. I don't understand. I don't comprehend it. Trump filed a lawsuit seeking a special master to review the materials the FBI seized last month. And now one will be appointed with the potential to decide that certain materials are out of bounds to the FBI's investigation. If it's a legal document, I feel like that should be able to be. Okay, anyways, Trump still has. Oh, wait, my bad. The ruling does not shut down the Justice Department's criminal investigation. Trump still has potential legal jeopardy. I'd hope so. You know how many documents I'm in? But the ruling will limit that what the investigators can do and may slow things down a bit while the special master review is underway. A Justice Department spokesman said yesterday that officials are examining the opinion and considering appropriate next steps. So once again, Trump has fought his way into getting some kind of leg up,
I will,
as always.
I will give him the benefit of the doubt. That guy, people say
He does
Kris
everything
Jenner is the
himself.
hardest working individual in the industry.
It might be Trump. It might just have to be Donald J. Trump.
Guy
feel
does
sick.
not take it down.
He can't just accept an L. Honestly, he just can't. Like, if I go to hand him an L, he's like,
Mm.
"You need to put salt on that.
L? L?
You need to put
sure?
pepper. You need to put some like seasonings all on that before I take it. Thanks." And then he sends it back to the kitchen, and then it has to come back out. So he doesn't know how to just accept an L
I mean,
and move on.
from what I've heard by listening across different platforms and news outlets, So most presidents are allowed to take home certain documents with them. You
Yeah.
have to file it through certain intermediaries and the FBI and the CIA and
But
all
he
that kind of
obviously
stuff.
didn't do that.
And that is where the discretion is that there are certain levels to it. So you have secret, top secret, and then they go to like red level. Nobody in the world should be able to see this.
I don't know. I
He
feel
had a
like
couple different variants. So some may be okay that he could keep, whereas others he may not be. Some people say he's just a hoarder.
Mm.
And that's why he didn't want to give it back. He just wanted to keep a momentum to be like, hey, what president was he? 46?
No,
44, 44, 46 or
I think
44,
it's
something?
46. Yeah, 46, I think.
Numbers are nothing.
I don't know. I just, yeah, no, me neither. I just feel as though if you step down from the role, even if you had those documents, I feel as though you have to give them back. 45. Because
45.
he's 45. No, yeah, Biden's 46. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel as though if you, once you step down from that role, especially if you were not elected for a second term, especially then.
You better slow that one. 2024.
I know. Let's not talk about that right now. I feel like you should, after this FBI investigation, do you really think he's going to be able
Yes.
to? Okay.
There's a lot of talk that he will nominate himself, and
Of course he will.
he is still the leading candidate.
I
With
hate
his
that.
backing, and you're a Republican politician, if he backs you, most of those people have won in their primaries. So
Well, I don't know. I feel as though the people who didn't vote for him last time are probably still not going to vote for him. I just hope we find a lesser evil, you know,
the fact that we are choosing between
lesser evils. Isn't that so sad?
That's so awful.
I don't know. I
I think if we
feel as though
potentially abolish the two-party system, we wouldn't be having to worry about.
that'll never
awful
happen,
things.
Terry. Come on.
It
think
won't happen
realistically.
because our politicians will tell you we don't have a two-party system,
Mm.
because we do still have the independent party, you have
Yeah,
the green
whatever.
parties. It's just that they're not as plausible as most politicians.
There's
would
just some
say.
are more extreme than others.
Yeah.
But there's still two sides to the stories. So I don't know. Hey Terry, do
Hi.
you want to talk about the other side to the stories?
The 46th.
The 46th, not the 45th.
Yeah, we messed that one up.
We didn't. We came out strong.
We fixed it.
We fixed it. We came out
Front
strong.
of work.
No, literally.
Anyways, on to Biden. He is taking his case to 2 swing states for Labor Day in a midterms push. President Joe Biden kicked off a Labor Day tour of 2 battleground states with a rousing speech in Milwaukee and Pittsburgh, where he touted his recent wins in Washington, denounced Republican supporters of former President Donald Trump, and took specific aim at Senator Ron Johnson. Biden said of Johnson, Republican of Wisconsin, referring to recent positions Johnson has taken, quote, "This guy never stops. But guess what? I ain't stopping either."
What a quote from a politician.
Love the pettiness. I love the pettiness.
Oh my gosh, we did it, Joe.
We did it, Joe.
As
We
he
did it.
later did in Pittsburgh, Biden highlighted the Inflation Reduction Act, the sweeping climate, healthcare, and tax bill that he signed into law last month, which included a cap on insulin prices for Medicare patients. Johnson voted against the measure. Biden leaned into his accomplishments on healthcare and aid to seniors. At the same time, Democrats here have horned in on the issue in the Senate race against Johnson, one of the most significant in the country. Yes. Oh, okay. Never mind. The country, as the balance of the Senate is at stake in November. Johnson had said funding for Medicare and Social Security should be reviewed every year rather than automatically included in the budget. His comments sparked a spree of attacks as critics accused him of trying to end the programs. Johnson has denied that. In his speech last week, Biden said followers of Trump's Make America Great Again philosophy, especially those who refused to condemn the January 6, 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol, represented an existential threat to democracy. And I agree with him on that.
Wow.
A lot going on from Biden.
Can I just state the fact
Please do.
that I don't care what side you are on. I don't care if you're Republican. I don't care if you're Democrat. I don't care if you're liberal, conservative. There are so many levels of things at
Whatever
this point.
you're on.
Whatever you are, Why, oh, why are you so against people getting healthcare for cheaper prices?
That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
you're telling me that none of the Republicans are like allergic to things, like in an EpiPen, like
To play devil's advocate once again here, the
Ugh.
only thing is the economic strain due to our capitalistic society. It's a game of juggling. So if we wanted universal health care, there are certain taxations that would have to go involved with it because not everybody's going to be able to afford it. Like
Yeah.
it has to be provided, like the money for it has to be provided somewhere. I
Mhm.
will say that. Like I've tried to look into it more myself because I question it. Like, how does Canada or places in Europe and different places have universal and we don't?
Mhm.
And it literally comes down to they had it set up in their systems. Here in America, it's like if you're top rate, you get top rate. If you don't work hard enough in capitalism,
Yo,
Yeah.
okay. I understand that point of view. I do. But even not making it free and just making it cheaper, because let's be realistic, hundreds of dollars for an EpiPen is ridiculous.
Or
my mom
insulin.
has to pay
Yeah.
for like ridiculous amounts for her
Saying
EpiPen.
though,
Yeah.
like just something to save your life. Like I don't understand that. We're all about saving the lives. We won't get into the abortion talk, but we're all about saving the lives. But then when a person goes in anaphylactic shock, like we
No,
can't.
Well,
we can't
because-
have EpiPen.
Because like literally the mention of insulin, there are people who are dependent on that daily.
Yep.
Yes,
Like, you know, they literally cannot survive, you know, X
Without
amount
it.
of hours, and their X isn't that long.
yeah,
You know, if they don't have it, why won't we make something more accessible? Do we want the people to live or not?
exactly.
It
Like
really
if
upsets
we're
me.
pro-life, let's be pro-life for those
Yeah,
living
make
too.
it make sense.
I don't know. That's just-
Religion and all these weird nonsenses that people play into it. I bet if you found someone in this,
You know,
let me not say that. Let me say if you found certain people with certain beliefs, they would find it in a
They all
certain Bible
find something,
somewhere
but it's
where it
ridiculous.
states that insulin is not good to be at a certain price, even though insulin and money weren't
I
a
don't
thing
know.
back
And
then.
like the crazy thing
Things
is,
like
insulin
that.
is like a max, I think, like $6 to make to actually
yeah.
Yeah.
produce
Oh,
it.
yeah.
That's like
people are
you can
paying up-
charge $10. Like that's
Well, but that I mean that's just like
for big
our
pharma.
I think a lot of our stuff, like as expensive as all our laptops, phones, and watches,
Yeah.
watches are, like majority of the stuff is made for maybe 100.
Yeah, but then here's the thing is that these are not technically necessary to living. My phone is not technically necessary. Well, yes, but no. But think about it. 20 years ago, people weren't
Yeah.
Snapchatting and whatever.
They were sending
So,
ravens.
They
through
were
the
they were
window.
writing
Yeah.
letters.
Said my
Said
my
airplane
what my
Yeah.
carrier pigeon.
Yes, literally.
Let me send my
So,
carrier pigeon.
here's the thing: it's like we don't technically need those. So, like realistically, that is like I understand why those are expensive because it's like, hey, if you want it, pay the money. But it's like, hey, if you need it, pay even more money.
Right,
And I just
yeah.
don't understand that.
I just feel like even if universal healthcare here is not something that is achieved, definitely accessible healthcare, because that's not even a realistic feat in
Yeah.
this country. So many people in this country are just not insured at all and have to pay everything
I'm one.
out of it's just a
See?
common
It's a
thing.
thing. It's a
Everyone
thing.
has
I
to
don't
pay
know.
everything out of pocket.
Make things just a little bit cheaper would be nice. you know?
Actually, I take that back. Shout out to Montclair. I have health insurance through the school.
You have Montclair Health Insurance.
Shout out to school. But yeah, it's really sad that we've gotten to this state for where we're battling for nickel and diamond people that literally
Yeah.
can't nickel and you shouldn't nickel and dime these people.
Exactly.
You should not
No.
be nickel and diamond individuals that are nickel and diming their dinner, breakfast. Like parents are probably skipping meals so their
Mhm.
kids could eat. It's
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
and then you show up
freaking-
to the American Dream Mall and
I was gonna
beg
say,
Mr. Beast
speaking of
for money.
eating,
No
Oh my
way.
No
way.
that guy.
That guy. We're about to talk about that guy.
That guy.
Are you excited to talk about that guy?
Love that guy.
You love that guy?
That guy.
He knows what he's doing.
Who is that?
We should make him 47. We should make him 47.
There are plenty of people who would disagree.
We should think about it. All of our presidents. I mean, I know you have to be a certain age, but like Why are old people making rules about things they're not probably going to see
There's
in
so
the
many
next 10,
people in the
20
legislature
years?
for quite literally
If
taking
we're gonna
Alzheimer's
put random
pills.
people into office, why not?
I
put
mean,
somebody
if we
fun,
could
you know?
put Trumpito in, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, I'm letting you know if you were listening, which you probably may not, but I'll find a way to get you to listen to us, and we'll probably get you in this studio once.
One day, one
But
day.
I think you could become the president, Mr. Beast.
That's like talking to Kanye.
Hey, don't get me started on that. I will go hours and defend him to the death.
Ideal.
I will.
Okay,
I
we
will.
need to talk about Mr. Beast's burgers. Okay, not his like presidential campaign. Okay, we're talking about his burgers right now because Mr. Beast's burger opened up at American Dream Mall, and thousands of people showed up, including some of our own here at WMSC. So, you know, Mr. Beast, if you don't know who he is, he's a very, very popular YouTuber. He's like one of the most popular. He opened the first physical location of his Mr. Beast burgers at American Dream. The first person in line drove 21 hours from Nebraska. 21 hours for a burger that was probably mid at best. Anyways, flew in from Denmark, and one fan came from Connecticut with a drawing he hoped to get signed. The mall and restaurant personnel officially opened the line for the opening at 10 p.m. on Saturday, and the restaurant's 11 a.m. debut on Sunday. About 2,000 people spent the night inside the 3.5 million square foot dining, entertainment, and shopping center in East Rutherford. Thousands more showed up on Sunday. Fans passed the time by stretching. You know, I just stretched for a couple hours, playing cornhole. What? Cornhole. Was trying to
brought it.
This is sad. Okay, ready? This one's the saddest of them all. One was trying to sleep using a gallon of water as a pillow. This is a mall. You couldn't go buy a pillow?
You know what's funny? Kim Kardashian was there a couple, I want to say a week or two ago, and she didn't garnish the attention that Mr. Beast did. There were a couple people, like, you know, crowd was around her, but like
paying people random amounts of money.
yeah.
It's like it's Kim Kardashian. Like you'll probably never get it anywhere close to her. Whereas like Mr. Beast is a YouTuber. So like you
Are we going to admit that Mr. Beast might be more popular than Kim?
I think he's just more accessible.
Well, no one was using a gallon of water as a pillow for her.
That's what I'm saying. Like I mean, like the amount of, we were talking about it earlier, the amount of YouTube followers and subscribers, and like
is insane.
not even just on his English channels, like we were talking about, he has translated subbed channels
Yeah.
for different languages, and like
YouTubers had taken over the world back in like 2010. And since then they're like they are celebrities.
we live in a cult of personality
Imagine-
Yeah.
era.
Sitting in your living room and you're like, do you want to watch Mr. Beast sub or dub?
Like what?
Like it's anime? Oh my goodness. I might actually start. I'm taking Japanese 101 this year.
Yeah.
I think I might watch Mr. Beast subbed Japanese if he has
That's
it.
kind of
No.
sick. Not gonna lie.
Okay.
What
so
a
we
way to
got,
learn a
so I gotta
language.
finish telling you all about
That's
this.
so real. I'm so sorry, Gabi.
No, you're good. We were getting into it. Everyone in line was given a wristband, guys, and a mall spokesperson wasn't sure exactly how many were handed out, but it was apparently in the thousands. And one fan tweeted that his wristband was number 18,113. That's insane. Is that not insane? I don't know. The line started at Mr. Beast Burger in Court A, level 3, and it snaked down to level 2, past German Doner Kebab to Zara, then looped back down to level 1, Court C. Everyone who had a wristband was served at Mr. Beast Burger before it closed at 11 p.m., staying open 2 hours past its typical closing time of 9 p.m. on Sundays. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. There's no reason that line would be that long. I would never wait that long. I just wait for the actual thing to, I don't know, like be open for a little bit and then show up, you know, like for a couple days.
Very dedicated.
Very
I
dedicated.
cannot say that I would be.
No, I'm sorry. I would never sleep on a gallon of water.
I mean, now that the idea is in my head, you never know. I'll let
Yeah.
you guys know if I ever do it. I feel like I
Okay.
would do that for a concert of
I
some
would,
sort.
yeah, I guess if it's somebody that you really, really love, but like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like
if you want a burger,
Eat
Eat
a
a burger.
burger.
it's a lot. Do it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I really do kind of want to try this burger though, and then like give my
I do
review
want to try it maybe like months from now.
and
my
see if it's
God.
worth it. See if it's worth the 21,000
Yeah.
people.
I
in
wonder
line.
how much
Let's
an
all
actual burger
go.
is. I want to
Yes.
see.
We
But-
should all go, and then we'll report back.
Yes.
Let
I
everyone
agree.
know.
Dude, I was telling
Yeah.
Isaiah, he's one of our producers, that like
Isaiah.
we should do like a food episode. because we
Yeah,
talk about
That would be
food
so
often.
fun. So
But I
excited.
like you were saying, I would only do this for a concert.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
anything.
Maybe.
Mhm.
Maybe.
The longest I've waited for a concert was like 4 or 5 hours.
Mm.
Dang.
That's like it though. Like
What concert was that?
5 seconds or something.
You're
And it was to get the best lawn seats, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because it was at the BB&T in Camden.
Mm.
And you know, to get the best lawn seats, you got to be there early because everybody I wanted to be up against the barrier, you know, and
Yeah.
I was.
According to Google, the burgers cost between $6.99 and $8.99, which is kind of like
That's chilling.
that's fine.
That's an average price
You
for
ever
a
been to
burger.
Five Guys? Those burgers are bugging out with the price.
I know, but they're
they're
kind of
They're
so
good, though.
delicious.
They're so good. And then let's also not forget, Five Guys gives that extra punch in the fries. And
Oh,
all that.
and
So
their
true, so
milkshakes.
true. Yes, that's
They,
so
those
true.
milkshakes are
I
different.
don't mind spending a bag on there, but I feel like, do you think that this restaurant will have some longevity to it, or do you think it'll die out after the meme kind of passes? What do you think?
I feel like it'll just become like a regular food place. Like, you know, like Guy
Really?
Fieri's food spots. Like he's got like
but
the
nobody
chicken
really
plates. and the
goes there that
burgers.
often.
But that's what I'm saying.
Oh.
It's like when they first opened, you know, everybody's like Guy Fieri, Guy Fieri, Guy Fieri. But now it's just like food.
It'll probably be just a tourist attraction, honestly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I'm glad because now it brought like a bunch of people to American Dream, and I know they were struggling a bit
Yeah.
Oh,
the
good
past
point.
year.
Yeah.
So hopefully it brings more people to the mall.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And I mean, American Dream's a good mall. I don't know if I would drive 21 hours to go there, but
Oh, for
Mhm.
sure.
it's a good mall.
Well, it's a
for
good
sure.
thing it's close.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you're a tourist, I would definitely say if you're a tourist though, like if you're not from Jersey, if you're coming from other parts
Yeah.
of the country and or out of the state of New Jersey, it's pretty cool.
It is pretty
Like
cool.
the amusement park, the indoor
say that you-
skiing and snowboarding. It's pretty cool. I liked it when I went recently. so,
Yeah,
That's
I
fair.
mean,
That's fair.
and he has, don't get me wrong, Beast Burger has been a thing. It's just this is a first physical location. So like realistically, like people have probably had Beast Burger before.
Yeah.
Or like something of the Beast
Something like
Burger
that,
thing.
yeah.
So I don't know. Whatever.
We'll see.
I'm done talking
update
about
you
Mr.
if we
Beast. I'm sure
try.
we'll talk about him again soon. Emo, hi. Our correspondent.
Is it time?
Do you know what time it is? It's time to tune in for Tunes on Tuesday.
Thank you for this
music
intro. I love it.
I feel like that should be the show mo for
That's it.
I'll talk to Jared about
Yeah,
it.
thanks. That
We'll,
was
we'll
really
update
good.
that.
That'd be
Yeah, so thank
fire.
you for the lovely introduction. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so I am the Music McCormack, aka music librarian here at WMSC, and I'm here to talk about Tunes on Tuesday, which is our weekly new music show curated by the music team here at our station. This week's interview was with Asbury Park's own Joe P, interviewed by our music director, Jared Tauber.
Woo woo.
Whoop. Joe P speaks about his latest single, All Day I Dream About, and talks about his previous hits and bands, including Deal Casino, and reflects on his experience performing at the Bamboozle Fest about a decade ago with his second band, Something About January. He discusses how he releases demos on the internet and his thoughts on people stealing his work from the internet. Jared gets really specific about Joe P and his family and musical history to the point where the artist gets slightly concerned, as I would as well. The two talk about paranormal experiences in Asbury Park, and Joe reveals his beliefs on ghosts. Fun fact,
Ghosts.
I found out he has an album called Emily Can't Sing, and I am personally offended by this. But
You know what? You
No.
can sing.
thank you. I
Yeah.
honestly want to prove him wrong, and I
You
think
should.
I will. But he gets bonus points because I think the album art is kind of cute.
Okay.
Music from Joe P, Dummy, Maddie Zum, Sammy Ray and the Friends on Tunes on Tuesday, which airs at 2 and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You could listen in for new music and good vibes. And if you've missed last week's episode, no need to worry. All episodes of the show are available on our website, wmscradio.com.
Did I hear Sammy
Oh
Ray and
my
the Friend?
gosh.
Yes, you
Did I hear Maddie Zob?
Yes. Well,
Gosh. Oh my
who have
gosh.
been interviewed by WMSC, and again, those episodes are available on our website if you want to
I
go.
don't know. When I found out Maddie Zom was interviewed, I like freaked out because then I had to go make the graphic and it was like nighttime and I was about to go to bed and I was like, I can't sleep until I make this graphic for Maddie Zom. Yeah, I do the socials for WMSC if you couldn't tell.
Oh my goodness.
So I hope Maddie Zom saw my graphic because that would be really cool. Hi, Maddie.
Yeah, I felt the same way when someone interviewed Sammy Ray and the Friends.
Wasn't that you?
I think it might
It
have
might have
been.
been. I heard something about this girl Terry interviewing Sammy Ray and the Friends.
I would have heard that.
I heard it like a time or two, but like I wasn't
Time or
really sure
two.
who that was, and it might be you, but I also don't know.
I think it was me. I think I remember being there. It was all kind of a blur because she's an amazing person. And
because
I
she's very pretty.
Oh, she's so pretty, Sammy. I love you. Anyways, what else is going on in the music
What is
world?
going on? Well, I had a discussion topic ready, but someone brought up something else. Do we want to go for the first one or the second
I
one?
think
All
we
of the
should
above.
Second one first.
Okay.
That one's spicy.
Okay,
Sure.
so the pressing question, what does everyone think about the latest Panic at the Disco album?
Bad.
You don't want my opinion on this.
Laura stood up so quickly. Please give her the mic and let her talk.
Emil, I'm looking right at you.
I'm looking right at you.
Oh,
I'm also I have no words. Okay.
so you're just looking at.
So I'm gonna talk words.
Hello.
Did somebody let Brendan Urie write, produce, and put out this entire album by himself?
Mhm.
Because he should be embarrassed. He stole Ryan Ross's career. Panic at the Disco
that.
belongs to Ryan Ross.
Justice for Ryan Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Ryan
lied.
Ross 2024.
Please.
That's 47.
Can I just say that clown song? What is it, like a circus clown, sad clown? Something
Oh,
that
yeah.
song, god awful,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely terrible.
Honestly, like I'd need to listen to it again to
It's
figure out
really
which is which,
bad.
but I'm not.
No,
Like,
it's
I don't
it's
think you
literally
should,
the most
though.
obvious
No.
song on the whole. There was like maybe
Yeah.
one good song on the album, and it was still mid at best.
I really liked Viva Las Vengeance, the single. I vibe with that one.
Did you?
No, I did. I
It's
liked
one
it.
of the better ones.
And
I still,
yeah.
It's not something I would even save on my phone.
When there's only like one
Mm-hmm.
good song on the album, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And I mean, well, he
And
might
that's
Guys, you guys are
killing
kicking
it.
a dead horse right now. It is really getting brutal in here. I feel like I'm watching
all like
something,
we
a
all like
massacre.
Panic at the Disco. So the fact that this is a letdown,
From like the early
Yeah.
2000s.
Yeah.
I mean, we were all just talking about how, like, you know, Sins and Tragedies,
Yeah.
amazing. We all love it, but like,
I'm just disappointed just because he's taken this new route, but it sounds like a jukebox Broadway musical.
and no, it just sounds like a joke.
I have a question. I have a
The
question.
joke box is crazy.
I have a question for all of you guys. Do you guys feel that you haven't given it the right time and or
No.
place?
That's
Wow,
that's
that's
why
crazy.
Because a lot of people, that's
Sure.
like the Drake album, the most recent, Honestly Nevermind. When it first came out, everybody was like, oh, new Drake, it's gonna be hip-hop, like rap. Then it came out and it was a dance album. Everyone was like,
No.
oh, we hate it.
Mhm.
Then after a week, everybody's like, oh, you know what?
That's valid.
I don't mind it as much. I'm hearing it.
And
Go ahead.
yes, so X, I get what you're saying, but as somebody who very much loves dance pop,
Mm,
I hated it.
mm.
I love
Mm.
pop punk. I like dance pop. I love all that good jazz, and I hated it. Like I'm very open to different genres. Despised it.
Mm.
I'm
I
so
mean-
sorry,
Wow.
Brendan Urie. It was awful.
Brandon, I'm gonna say I tried to help you out. I tried to give you a way out,
No.
and
Why?
the ladies are not letting you out.
Why is the clown song so bad?
That
Yeah.
was my first thought though. I'm like, maybe it'll grow on me. Like,
No.
it sounds very musical. I like musical theater, but then I just kind of
No.
left. It was just so
There was one song that I liked. The beat was so good, and
Yeah.
then he started to sing, and I was like, "No, you ruined it."
Oh my God.
He opened his
I
mouth.
think
You know the joke that's always like, hey, who sings this? Oh, let's keep it that way.
You
Yeah,
can't keep it that
basically.
way though, because
It's-
the person who sings that song didn't do it justice. I know.
Can I switch this really quick?
Yeah.
I'm more excited for the new Gorillaz album that's
Okay.
gonna come
I
out.
saw
I don't
promo
respect
for
her.
that. Looks
Have no comment.
like amazing work.
So far, very, very interesting. We got
You know what
so
I'm
many
excited
different
about?
like
Sam Smith's new song on Holy.
yeah.
What? Sam Smith hasn't.
A new song coming out?
Is it-
New song coming out, and it's
not out yet.
not
on
out yet.
TikTok.
Why would you get my hopes up
Because
like
it's been
that?
trending on TikTok, and
Mhm.
it's very much not his usual like sad vibe. It's very much like I'm going to the club and I'm having a great time.
Oh, yeah.
So he found the love of his life again.
I don't know if you found a little of his.
I feel like the only time we don't get sad
This-
Sam is when he's like found the love of his life.
It's very.
This
I
is
can't,
villain
like,
era
say-
kind
it's
of
a
like
very villain era song.
hot girl music.
Hot girl, definitely hot girl music.
Yeah.
So good.
City Boys up now?
Period.
Yeah. City Boys
But
up.
yeah, so that's where we're at with Sam Smith. Like, I'm so excited.
To the Gorillaz album, we got features from Stevie Nicks, we got Tame Impala, we
Ooh.
got Bad Bunny,
Oh, he's killing it right now.
That's
Thundercat,
good.
Adele. I don't know this person, but like we got a lot of different.
That's an album
people.
I might have to listen to.
Yeah.
That's wow.
So far, the one with Tame Impala is out. I think it's called Golden.
Mm-hmm.
It's called
Okay.
New Gold.
You're
It
so
doesn't matter.
golden.
Tame Impala works.
It's such a good
Close,
song.
Kev. You're so golden.
I was like, where are we going with this?
Harry Styles.
Yeah.
Quick question. I don't know if any of you guys listen to rap, but for our listeners that do, NBA YoungBoy wiped his IG clean.
Did he?
Wiped it clean, and people were caught off guard. But that is a normal tactic for him when
Is it?
he's about to drop
A
music.
music.
Did he announce it?
Music, man. Yes, DJ Academic said that he spoke to the good artist right after he wiped his Instagram and asked him what's going on. And he came out and
He
said,
said true fans know
he
the real
got
thing.
a real album coming out. And actually,
That's
funny
exciting.
enough, let me look it up.
I know young boy fans are out of their minds right now.
The album
Shout out to
actually might be called Realist 2. Hold on, let me check on that.
Is it realist one?
Yes, I think so. I think
First,
so.
first, he's the realist.
I mean, low key.
I just quoted Iggy Azalea.
NBA young boy is the young generation. Realer 2.
Realer.
Realer 2.
Realer.
It's gonna be realist.
Ooh.
Mhm.
Looking forward to
Really advancing in the category of names.
Who
for
knows?
albums.
Maybe we'll play it someday here on 90.3 WMNC.
Highly
Upper
doubt
Month.
that.
That was a good one.
That was good, right? I thought that was great. I don't know. I was on that.
Yeah.
WMC Upper Montclair.
Yeah.
Sorry, we have to do top of the hour, and I just
No, yeah,
slid it
yeah.
in so easy.
That was gorgeous.
Anyways, continue.
No, but he's I'm really excited, low-key excited for it. I've never been a huge NBA YoungBoy fan, but the younger generation of Gen Zers, kids that are on social media, TikTok, they love NBA YoungBoy.
My ex loved NBA young boy, and that is why I hate NBA YoungBoy.
That makes sense.
Flag.
We all have those.
He makes good music. I was like, listen, but I can't listen to his music without being like,
Reminded, we all have those, that one song that when it comes on, you're like, all right, skip.
I can't do that.
That's trauma.
It is trauma. He did traumatize me. Thanks, Terry.
Oh, name drop.
Can think about it over the break.
You mean Jason? Anyways,
Break time.
anyways, we're gonna go on break, and then chaos hours start.
As if it hasn't started already.
It's
Pretty
gonna get
much.
even more chaotic. I'm so excited. So stay tuned for that here on the Morning Buzz.
Woo woo. Your child gets
Wow, 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 wow. We are back here on the Morning Buzz on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. I am your host, Gabi Lutz, joined by my co-host, Terry Dickerson, our sportscaster, Adatula.
Yeah.
I
We're
forgot. for a
smashing the
second. I'm
last
so
name.
sorry.
We're smashing
We're
it.
doing great.
We're smashing
And then
it.
Emo McCormack. Hi, Jody. Also, hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
So we have a great next hour. We're gonna be doing our favorite segment. After a couple of things, we will be doing our favorite segment, Am I in the Wrong? Which I know you all love and missed so deeply if you were listening last semester. So we're gonna do that, but first we need to do our news report. Hey, Lyra. Hey, Gremlin in the corner. Are you ready to do the news report?
I guess so.
Period. Here you go.
For international news, yesterday, one of the suspects in the stabbing deaths of 10 people and 18 injured in Canada in the province of Saskatchewan, has been found dead and his injuries are not self-inflicted. Moving on to Jersey news, one person was killed and another injured during a serious crash in Passaic County Monday afternoon. The crash happened just after 12 p.m. on State Highway 208 in Hawthorne near Goffle Road. Moving on to national, recent reports of spotted lanternflies have been spotted in New York, Canada, Maryland, Virginia, and North Carolina, and now they have been migrating over to the Midwest. While these insects are not dangerous to humans or pets, they don't bite or sting, or they are not venomous, but they do pose a serious risk to agriculture, like trees and crops. So PSA, if you see any spotted lanternflies, please squash them. And it helps if you squash them from in the front so they don't jump.
And also from the above.
And also from above. Thank you, Gabby. Moving on to weather. Today we have 100% chance of rain all day with a high of 73 and a low of 66. PSA, definitely make sure you have an umbrella on you today or a nice raincoat or some galoshes, whatever floats your boat.
Unless you want to get soaking wet. That's up to you.
Yeah. But we've
Some
extended
people
weather.
like dancing and all that stuff in the rain.
If you want to be romantic and dance in the rain with your significant other,
Have a romantic moment like that. This is
Yeah,
a
it's
call
like
for
a
help.
drama, like a drama.
I would like some help. If you were single, I am single.
move on to extended weather. Tomorrow we have a 50% chance of rain with the high of 71. Thursday we have partially cloudy skies with a high of 80. Friday and Saturday we are sunny with a high of 80 and 83. Respectfully.
Respectfully.
I don't know. It's Tuesday. Anyway, that has been news.
Yay!
You are amazing, sweetie.
Oh my God, thank you. You're amazing, sweetie.
Are you having a moment?
Maybe
think I have a-
maybe you don't have to be single any longer.
Oh, we already lived together. What do you? Oh my God, they were roommates. Sports?
What?
Oh my God, X, are you ready?
Do we talk
Oh.
about sports during sports?
Oh,
I think
yeah.
so.
All right.
somehow.
All right. So
I don't
I
know
guess
what
I'll talk about sports. then.
Okay.
Educate those.
All right. So for the sports section of today, we're gonna start off with college football. Florida State played LSU this weekend in a great, amazing game, 24-23, that ended on a last-second block field goal. Shout out to FSU for doing their thing. They dominated on the special teams that week, that Saturday night. And LSU had a new coach from Notre Dame that just did not show up for all the money that they gave him. So we'll see what's going on there. Clemson ended up playing Georgia Tech last night, and that was a blowout at 41-10. Then the huge marquee matchup this weekend was the SEC versus the Pac-12 in Oregon versus Georgia. And ladies, what did I say earlier about this game?
It was a big deal.
It was a complete beat down.
Yeah.
Beat down. 49-3. I mean, if you're an Oregon fan, might be time to just go hide. Don't wear any Oregon Duck stuff. It'd be
Actually, I was planning on being Sedona for Halloween.
about to say, ooh, Sedona.
it's real rough right now. I don't know if you want to do anything duck
It's also real
wise.
rough because her and Riley aren't together.
I
anymore,
yeah,
so
but
I
like
wouldn't claim that.
also like I'm getting a wolf cut after my brother's wedding. So
You have fun
Interesting.
with that.
Interesting. I
I'm
can't
gonna
wait to
look
see that.
fantastic.
I can't wait
so-
to see that. That should be very, very
Thanks.
interesting.
Can't wait to see more sports.
Oh yeah, sports.
We have the other games that went down where Utah played Florida. That ended up with a 29-26 win for Florida. And then the other marquee matchup for this weekend was Ohio State versus Notre Dame. And that ended up being a 21-10 win for Ohio State. Moving on to baseball, the Cleveland Guardians played the Kansas City Royals, and that was a game that ended up being 6-5 in the favor of the Cleveland Guardians. And then the New York Yankees.
Go Mets.
The Yankees.
Let's
They
go
played the
Mets.
Minnesota Twins and won 5-2. Shout out to the Mets. I'm a big Mets fan.
I'm not a baseball fan. I'm so
But
sorry.
unfortunately, the Mets did not get to play. They got rained out. So their game against the Pirates will become a doublehead split, which will be determined later on. I don't know if they have. I have to take a look at the schedule, maybe post it on our Facebook about that update if people want to know. And the real big issue here, though, for those New York teams is that both New York teams had a double-digit lead in their division and now have shrunk down to a one-game lead in the division, which means there's a quite possible chance we see both New York teams in a wild card matchup this year. With 27 games left for the Mets and 26 games left for the Yankees, we will see if both teams can push to October. Next, U.S. Open.
Yeah.
Open.
Hey, yep.
Tennis.
Yo.
Tennis.
Yeah.
It's looking amazing for America right now. Like patriotism up 1000%
American dream.
after the US Open bonanza this weekend. Like capitalism must be doing great because the fourth round was the round for America. We had a big win for the American Jessica Pugla. I cannot pronounce your last name. I'm sorry, Jessica. She moved on by beating world 21 ranked Petra Kvitova.
21.
Sorry. She will now face number 1 world rank Iga Swiatek in the quarterfinals. But that was not the only American woman to move on. We had the amazing and ever-growing talent Coco Gauff. The 18-year-old American became the youngest quarterfinalist in 13 years by coming up with a win over Xiao Zhang, which I also apologize to you, Ms. Zhang, if I pronounce your name wrong. And then moving on to the men's side of the bracket, we had 2 huge upsets this weekend. The Australian Nick Kyrgios beat world number 1 Danny Medvedev in a very, very entertaining matchup, which most people find Nick to be the bad boy of tennis here and there, but he's showing this year that he's putting all the criticism aside and he's going to go get the Grand Slam he deserves. But that wasn't even the biggest match this weekend, everybody. The
Really?
biggest match this weekend
Tell us more.
was American Francis Tiafoe. He mustered up all his talent and strength to beat tennis royalty Rafa Nadal and ended Rafa's 22-match Grand Slam winning streak. And like I said earlier, Rafa is one of the big 3 in male tennis who dominated the sport for the past 2 decades almost. I think somewhere around like 80 to 85% of all Grand Slams have gone to one of the big 3. So it's looking like there's a possibility that all this young talent is starting to show that they could compete with them. And now to the last part of our sports section. Let's talk about our own good school, MSU. Shout out to our girls soccer team who had a big win this week. They had a 2-1 win over Edcott College. And then shout out to the men who also put up a very valiant fight and came out with a 1-1 draw with Catholic. And that's all for sports.
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 Decided I want to do a shout out to my high school radio teacher because he also was the tennis coach. And I feel as though every time we talk about tennis, we have to go.
No way.
Why?
The head of radio at Warren Hills High School, the high school I went to, literally the head of tennis.
That's so
Wow.
funny.
That
a
is
thing?
Maybe it's a
extremely
thing.
creepy.
But anyways,
What's
he
this
used to
thing
go,
called?
he used to go tennis. So I think every time,
Tennis.
We got sports, we go sports. I
yes.
like it.
And then if we're talking about tennis. I think it's just necessary because every time you were saying tennis, that's all that went through my brain. So Are you guys ready for some chaos?
Yeah.
So excited.
Drama.
All right. So basically, we are doing Am I in the Wrong? Everyone's favorite segment. I know it's my favorite segment. But if you don't know what that is, that's okay. Because you're gonna join us, yes, as we deep dive into the world of Reddit and messy situations. Disclaimer. These are not our personal stories. These are stories from users on Reddit.
So true.
Terry, do
Hi.
you want to read the first one?
Absolutely. Okay, so am I in the wrong for bringing my sister-in-law's wallet to the restaurant when she conveniently always forgets it? Okay,
Mood.
interesting. So my sister-in-law, Amy, quote unquote,
I love that it's in quotes.
maybe
So-called Amy.
so-called Amy,
Don't want to name drop, but maybe if I feel like it.
I think her name is Amy. I could be wrong.
maybe she's 26, female, always comes to visit from out of town. She stays with us instead of in a hotel and always wants to go to expensive restaurants. She always conveniently forgets her wallet or comes up with some excuse to why she can't pay her share. She has implied that since I make so much more money than her, I shouldn't be the one to pay. No, not my husband should pay, but me specifically. I do make a fair amount of money, but not so much that I can treat someone every single time they come into town. Nonetheless, in the past, I have just paid the bill and asked her to pay me back. She never has. She had made a reservation at an extremely expensive restaurant last night, and before we left, I made it clear that I would not be paying her bill. This is where I might have been in the wrong. And I'll admit, I got this move straight from an episode of 2.5 Men. As we were leaving, she and my husband went to the car. I pretended I forgot something and went back inside. I found her wallet sitting right at the top of her suitcase. I put it in my purse and we went to the restaurant. When we were done eating, I asked for separate bills. She said no, we need one bill because she, quote, forgot her wallet again. I reached in my purse and said, "This wallet? Ooh, okay."
I would have been like, oh my gosh, you left it.
I know.
I saw you. I noticed
thought-
you left it. I picked it up because I was like, oh my gosh, she forgot her wallet.
Exactly. You're trying to do a good deed, right?
Yeah.
But she was extremely furious and said that I should not have touched and grabbed her wallet. So am I in the wrong for taking her wallet and bringing it to the restaurant? Edit. Amy just called me. She saw this post and yelled at me for, quote unquote, bad mouthing her on the internet. Honestly, I don't care. Amy, hopefully reading all of these comments is a wake-up call for you. Ooh, what do y'all
So,
think? What are the thoughts? Initial thoughts.
I do feel as though if this girl, Amy,
So-called Amy.
so-called Amy,
So-called, we cannot
pretty sure her
confirm
name is
or
Amy.
deny.
I feel as though Amy needs to get herself together
Mhm.
and she needs to start paying some bills
I agree.
or
Mhm.
splitting the bill. I don't know why. Like, I get it. Like, if you really can't afford it, just say so. But don't
Don't be shady.
purposely leave your wallet
yeah.
at home so you don't have to.
That's super shady. And on top of that, like you said, if you don't have a bag, just say you don't have a bag. I will
I was
pull up
just about
to
to
the McDonald's drive-through window and I will get you a Happy Meal, babe. Like, it's not that hard.
Exactly.
We're not going to no expensive
Wait,
five-star
you don't want to go to like the chocolate or the
whatever you're about to say. No, I
yeah Cheesecake Factory. Yeah.
Cheesecake Factory. You know why?
No,
Because
if
you
you
can't
can't
afford the
afford it.
Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah, and that's okay. I'm okay with the Happy Meal,
No, seriously.
Yeah.
And we will pull up to Wendy's and get a 4 for $4. And that's okay.
and that's all
Now I
right.
want
But we need to
Wendy's.
admit that we
But
have a problem.
Yes, you
Well, that's-
obviously have a problem.
No, seriously. Accountability is so real in this
Yeah.
economy. Everything is so expensive, but
I
you're
mean,
not.
inflation. We were talking about
That's
it.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Inflation is
It's
real.
expensive to live. I get it. It's
Mhm.
not a problem.
But no, I will not be paying for your meal. Your,
No.
like $100 steak meal.
Exactly.
Well,
Like,
that's the thing too, is like it specifically says extremely expensive restaurant from someone who has repeatedly not paid a bill.
Yeah.
It's very obvious at that point that
Yeah.
that she just so-called Amy expects to be paid for.
right.
But like I
The
don't
only
know.
time you do that is when you're with your parents.
No, 100%.
Mom, I would
that's
never do that.
Mom, I don't do that. Yes, I
Mom,
do.
what
I
I
do.
do.
I do that 100%, and I'm okay with
Yeah,
that.
let's go get steak for dinner.
God, are you hungry? But like,
I'm hungry.
no, even if so-called Amy had told me I made a reservation at the
heard of that.
super expensive restaurant,
Yes.
I'm not going. I'm not getting in the car because I know full well what she's
Mm.
about to do.
I'll get in the car and I'll be like, reservation for me, not for Amy.
No, totally. She
Can
has
we
to-
have separate tables?
Yeah,
separate tables, separate checks, everything. I don't know her actually.
I would know. I
Apparently
would
her
go
name
to
is
Amy.
Amy.
or I'd pull the card. I'd pull the card and I'd be like, when the waitress, whatever comes up, or waiter, chef don't judge, and be like, separate checks, please, at the end. Thank you.
But she said that and then Amy got tight. So
That's Amy's fault.
that is Amy's fault.
You know what?
Yeah.
She's got to worry about her own problems.
She's smart though, because I would have done is I wouldn't have taken her whole wallet. Just take the card that Amy uses and take it, leave it in your pocket, and then when they ask for the bill, just be like, oh yeah, here, use this
No,
card. Amy's not paying attention. I'm just gonna say we
Yeah.
got the same card. She won't notice until you get back home. She
That's
checks her
true.
account and she's like,
knowing Amy, that thing's gonna be declined, bankrupt. No, nobody. Nobody
Amy's
on my
like, I can
card.
afford the $400 meal. I don't worry.
Or honestly, like watch her be able to afford it though.
that's what I'm saying.
And, like,
It's only those who can afford it that don't want to pay for it.
Hey,
Yeah.
you can't become rich by being a spender. You got to be
I-
frugal with your
Yeah.
money. So
Exactly. Every rich person be frugal with their money.
they experiment with it. They find
That sounds a little too
loopholes.
familiar.
They don't pay taxes.
Wait, this just in, Jody said, I will take you all to dinner.
Oh, shout out to Julie.
Do not
I
tempt me with a
appreciate
good
it.
time.
I love
Jody.
Jody. Jody is just queen. Anyways.
We love our
Hi,
station
Mom.
mom.
Oh yes.
Shout out
no.
to all the moms out there. We really appreciate you. and your hard
Yes, we
work.
love the moms.
Love you, mom. Susan out of Tula.
Yes,
Wow.
Susan. Woo, woo, woo.
No, so I do understand why Amy might be frustrated that she went and took her wallet. I get that because like that's a little
Mhm.
suspicious, but at the same time, I mean, like I would just see what the girl who made this post didn't do was be like, oh my gosh, I just noticed that you forgot it, like, and I brought it for you because I wasn't sure if you wanted it. Like that's where I would have made up a lie or an excuse to not make myself look bad. But because she didn't, it kind of made her look bad too.
That's
But
true.
I understand why she did it.
I still think she should have.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I think completely this person
Yeah.
is not in the wrong whatsoever.
Oh, yeah.
They could have went about it a little bit differently, but I don't think that would have like it's
It
still
would
good.
Amy still would have been mad about this post.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no matter
Yeah.
no matter what way you take it, Amy's still probably calling you and being like, "Excuse me."
I can't believe you put that post out there on
But
Reddit.
I did, Amy, and it was funny. And
Reddit.
I look stupid.
Yeah.
So-
Everyone knows that
Yeah,
you're
Amy, that you're cheap.
person.
You're
But
cheap.
I'm bankrupt, no money on my card.
Listen, I'm not mad at a good Taco Bell trip, okay?
Oh,
Honestly,
I
don't
enjoy a
like
good
those.
taco.
even eat
Supreme
a little
Crunch.
bit better than
Yes.
that. We could go to Applebee's, get some half apps.
Yeah, we'll go out.
You know what? Actually, tell Jody I'd be down for a nice late night half apps. Yeah, nice late night half apps. as a group.
Apps.
Let's go. Let's go.
That's my shiz, man. I love half apps.
like, oh,
Oh.
what are they called? Half app,
Half
half apps.
About
Yes.
apps.
Delicious.
About apps.
Anyways, I'm
Now I'm
confused.
really hungry.
We're over this.
y'all.
Okay.
What?
So
I'm
anyway,
starving
What
now.
does Reddit say?
we're moving on.
Reddit
Oh,
said
yeah.
that this person's also
Reddit
not
says
in the
not
wrong.
in the wrong.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Sorry, not Amy for that situation.
Not
Amy,
Amy.
if that's even your real name.
It's definitely not her real name.
Definitely
It's
not.
fine.
Anyways,
It's
moving
okay.
on.
Good job.
What's going on?
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
We're moving on to entertainment.
Boom. There we go.
Ooh.
Entertainment. Want to talk about Mark Zuckerberg? Hi, MetaMates.
Hey, out
Goodness.
there in the MetaMate world. Is it MetaMates or Metamites? I think
Oh,
I was
it's-
calling them Metamites.
It's no, it's a MetaMate, and then a group of them is MetaMites.
Mm.
What are we even talking about?
We are talking about Mark Zuckerberg.
Mux Zuckerberg.
Mark Zuckerberg. That's what we're gonna call him. His birth child. He spent billions in the last couple quarters on this.
Yeah, that's so real. Ugh, that hurt my soul. That's a lot of money.
You know what he doesn't like?
What?
He doesn't like your scrolling habits, which does not. You were literally the creator of Facebook. I don't want to
He
hear it.
invented it.
He's the one that's making all of the boomers scroll on Facebook. And he's the one who said he don't like their scrolling habits.
Why is that?
Can they not like their posting habits, please?
You're
Okay.
not using my
That's
app
real.
correctly.
So social media, you wanna know why?
Why?
Because social media is for building relationships, not just consuming content. I don't know. I like consuming content.
Has anybody ever seen people's TikTok feeds?
I build relationships with people every day. We all relate over the kid who loves corn. I don't know. Anyways, it's corn.
Oh my god.
It's got the juice.
It's got the juice. I can't imagine a more beautiful thing.
So much.
We gotta have that
Anyways.
kid in here one day.
One day.
We gotta have
Maybe,
him in
maybe
here.
we can pull some strings.
I definitely could be kidding.
Oh.
Annabella, our general manager, we need you to pull some strings.
better
Get us the corn kid.
Corn kid.
Get us corn
I
kid.
will give him all the corn.
I will go to the school cafeteria and wipe out every piece of corn we have
Ugh.
just for him.
I like how
No, we need to give him better corn than Sam's.
That's
Come on
true.
now.
Do you think Mark Zuckerberg will give him good corn in the metaverse?
Oh, definitely.
maybe.
Maybe because he's making money off of him. Anyways, so let me tell you why Muck. I said it.
I'm telling you, we're not calling him Mark anymore. He's
Why
Mark.
Mark Zuckerberg. Why he says it's for building relationships. Okay, so he spends most of his days on social media. Shocker. But you won't find him just mindlessly scrolling through Instagram Reels, because why would you do that when you can just use TikTok? But
I've been saying this.
I'm just so funny. All the Instagram Reel users are so behind on the trends.
I know.
Anyways, that is because Zuckerberg thinks social media is best used when to communicate. I'm not Facebook messaging you. I'm just not doing it unless you Facebook message me first. Mark says he thinks platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter can be beneficial to users' well-being, but primarily when they're used to connect with others. He said, quote, if you're just sitting there and consuming stuff, I mean, it's not necessarily bad, but it generally isn't associated with all the positive benefits you get from being actively engaged or building relationships.
I thought
End
that was
quote.
him reading it out loud to us right now.
I
Yeah.
know.
I mean,
Yeah.
he isn't a
Mark?
human being. He's a robot, definitely.
Well, that wasn't a robot, so it was a Valley Girl.
It could be. You never know.
There definitely will be Valley Girl voices for
Yeah.
robots in the future.
Yes, for sure. Okay.
You heard it here first.
Yes.
Continue.
Zuckerberg isn't the only one discouraging that sort of social media overconsumption. Research indicates excessive use of social media can lead to depression and anxiety among some users. Mom, I found out the reason why. I need to quit
It's
all of my
always
jobs.
the phone.
But experts also say that that's only true of people using platforms slowly. Wow. Hello, words. Solely to scroll rather than interact with others.
Mm.
However, the opposite becomes true when people develop too much of a dependence on social media or an unhealthy emotional connection. If people are solely, quote, checking apps excessively out of fear of missing out, being disappointed about, or feeling disconnected from friends when not logged into social media, end quote, then it can have a detrimental effect on their health. But here's my thing. Scrolling and being on and talking to people and texting people, they have the same effect in my head, because either way, I'm on my phone and
That's
I'm
how I
addicted to my
Yeah.
phone.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So what's the difference? Ugh.
I think the biggest difference that they want, I think it's the toxicity of
Mm.
these social networkings. So you got to think, like, as soon as you sign on to Twitter, I'm going to go with Twitter because
I
it's
love Twitter.
word based more
I
than
can't
it
even
is
lie.
picture based. But the things you see about certain topics, the sinister jokes you get, even though the memes are crazy. But like, you got to think that people's opinions are very extreme. So like, I could see where it's toxic for people.
But
Yeah.
they make memes make me laugh. I'm literally wearing a meme on a shirt right now.
You are.
Are you?
I'm
really?
wearing the
Oh
Robert
my.
Pattinson. This is the skin of a killer, Bella.
Oh my
Shirt.
goodness.
I'm wearing that on my body right now, and I just want to say that it makes me laugh,
I'm
and
so
I think
happy for you.
it starts conversations. I think see, the memes help with social interaction. Are you ready? Because now I'm wearing the meme and people are talking about it,
Just like how we talked about Corn Boy.
and we're
That's true.
socially
That's why-
interacting.
We're so talking about, I feel like, influencers and just consuming
don't
things in that
care
way.
about those influencers.
But there's like
Unless we're
think
talking about Little Huddy and Charlie D'Amelio.
think about micro influencers though. You go on TikTok and you see people like, oh, 10 things I found off of Amazon, like 10 things I found off of
I
Shein.
do
You're
like
being
those.
influenced, like every single day.
I do like
And I think that's part of the problem. Like I get it. Because
Uh,
like consumer culture is like kind of a headache.
it's a lot.
It's a lot.
I will admit it's a lot.
And I wouldn't be saying this if like we were still in Vine era and I was consuming funny videos every single day, but I
I
kinda
do
get
on
where he's
TikTok.
coming from. And oh, my For You page is like a mix of everything.
My For You page
Yeah,
is just
same.
either tarot people telling me that I am finding the love of my life soon, or
Her.
going to
you,
have an
for the
abundance of
rain.
money or a career change. And also then the fun little trends that are going on now that I can't even talk about on air.
Unfortunately.
And it's
Yeah.
so sad.
FCC.
Y'all
because-
have heard CBAT before?
That is a trend that I can't talk about. I promise. I'm sorry.
But
But
stuff like that, that's okay. I think
But
it's just
it's
more
funny.
so about like social media becoming more so of like a marketing thing, and like it's always going to be.
Yeah, I hate digital marketing. That's
did
me.
do you guys not
What?
notice that Mark himself is
Is
gonna
marketing.
yes, Mark is marketing himself.
That's
Yeah.
true.
He put out a reel recently. He was on Joe Rogan talking about how much he was getting into MMA and he was training. And people were like, no way, not Mark Zuckerberg, the guy we saw in a picture, pasty white paddle boarding. And then the video reel, he dropped it on Instagram. It's probably got thousands of views now, but like he was training MMA hard. Like he didn't look like somebody that was new to it. He looked like he was really going for it. And people are like, well, now are you going to become a MMA UFC brand ambassador? So
Ooh,
why is Mark worried
Should.
about the toxicity of consumption
that's real.
if he's going to participate in
he,
it?
he really is participating in it. He's like top tier cap.
Lara just put a picture of Mark on the paddleboard in our
That's the picture. Yes.
script.
I'm
And his
telling
face,
you.
it looks like he
Surfboard.
put on a layer of sunscreen and did not rub it in.
It's like
That's
he
probably
looks
the
like he has
case.
mask on.
Mask off.
Yeah, it looks
Can't
like
say
you know
that.
the movie with the mask and it's the green mask. He's the same thing, just with a white mask instead.
You know what it looks like? He looks like he
Mike
woke
Myers?
up. He woke up
Oh.
from doing a face mask and was just like, all right, never mind. I'll just keep it on all day. I'm just gonna keep it on all
He
day.
said 15 minutes, more like 15 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, skin.
Oh my
Yes,
goodness.
good skin.
Yeah, skin.
But please use sunscreen so that your skin doesn't start peeling at the age of 45.
Or
Please.
so you don't get skin cancer. That is a real problem.
It is very, very important.
On a real note.
Wait,
No.
on a real note, you know what I was really looking forward to was the new Harry Potter game, but I also heard J.K. Rowling has a new book.
Yeah.
Terry, does J.K. Rowling have a
He gets
book?
it. He gets it.
He gets it. All right. Let's talk about J.K. Rowling's new book. I don't like it, but it's about a transphobe who faces wrath online.
So-
Racist eyebrows. I wonder why.
That sounds very familiar.
I
don't know.
wonder who she's writing about, guys.
I don't know.
Is this biography? I wonder.
An autobiography.
Anyway, so J.K. Rowling's latest book bears more than a passing resemblance to reality, and as critics say, not in a good way. The Ink Black Heart is the sixth installment of Rowling's thriller series Cormoran Strike, which started raising eyebrows as soon as it hit stores today. Observers noted that the plot appears to mirror Rowling's own experience of taking heat and losing fans for expressing transphobic views in recent years. Rowling has said publicly that the book was not based on her own life, even though some of the events that take place in the story did in fact happen to her as she was writing it. In the book, a popular artist gets harassed for her opinions. I'm sorry, this is just so ridiculous.
I think we found the real Amy here, guys.
Yes!
I think we found Amy.
And, she can't afford her meals now that no one's buying her books. And in this book, it centers around the story of Eddie Ledwell, a popular cartoonist who, according to the official description, is, according to Rolling Stone, quote, persecuted by mysterious online figure. and ultimately found dead after her cartoon was criticized for being racist, ableist, and transphobic, at least partly over a bit involving a hermaphrodite
Hermaphrodite.
hermaphrodite. Thank
Wow.
you.
All
Thank you
good.
so much.
We all need help sometimes.
That's so real. Parts of the story seem to mirror Rowling's experience. Rowling has made her own opinions known, particularly in regards to the transgender community over the past several years. She faced backlash back in 2019 for publicly supporting Maya Forstater, a researcher who has lost her job over transphobic tweets. The following year, Rowling posted several controversial tweets and received death threats.
I mean,
Girlfriend.
That's amazing.
her
Dick.
comments were so bad.
She needs
Yeah.
to stick to the magic world of Harry Potter, okay? And
Yeah.
let's stick to that
Word.
and let's not do real things because the real things just don't work for her.
Yeah.
It's
you
like
know?
it's so sad to see someone of her caliber drop
Mhm.
off like that, because like Harry Potter was such a part of all of our lives probably growing up,
Yeah.
and JK was probably like the man of the hour, woman of the hour, and now we're all like,
JK is
Parents.
literally a household name.
Yeah.
Like
Not any longer.
everyone, grandmas,
For the wrong
grandpas,
reason.
great grandmas, everybody knows who JK Rowling is, and now she messed up for herself.
Exactly. And it's like really annoying just because you would just hope for people with that type of platform to understand that you can't just say those types of
Especially
things
somebody who's been in
online.
that spotlight for so long. you
Yeah,
know?
like at that point, even as
Look.
she does believe the things that she says,
You can have your opinions. Your opinions are wrong,
oh my goodness.
but
Don't
keep
be
them to yourself.
surprised.
I
Yeah, don't
literally
surprise
tell
them to
people that
yourself.
all the time. I'm like, if you don't got anything good to say,
Don't say anything at
how
all.
did we miss that as kids? You know,
Mhm.
we've been taught
We
that.
do need an apology video from JK Rowling.
That's not happening.
It's-
That's literally never happening.
She needs to be
Oh,
in
no.
tears. Okay. In tears.
Her apology will look like Will Smith's apology to Chris Rock for the slap.
Hey.
It'll look like James Charles crying.
no, no.
Crying.
Oh my god, you know how celebrities do.
Ugh.
They mess up, social media gets after them, they put up the sorry.
They're not
video.
actually sorry though.
They
They just want
actually-
their fans and money
Just
back.
somebody got caught.
That's
Honestly,
what it is.
They actually
There's a
just
song
say
that
things-
says that. Say you got caught. Oh, that's Lauren Spencer Smith.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Thank you for that.
They just say
Sorry.
things and then they open up the Google Drive with their pre-recorded apology message, and they're like,
They're,
"Oh, I guess we
reading
gotta
off
bring this
the
out."
screen.
Oh.
They're like, "Mhm."
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
But she's not even
like,
like
bro.
doing anything, right?
No.
Like, there's no like even fake apology. There's like,
no,
nothing.
she's
It's
just accepting the fact that she's a transphobe and calling it a day.
and
Yeah.
writing about it. But like, I'm also kind of curious on like, so then what happens to the character? It's probably not even like, oh, now I've learned from the experience
so-
and I'm
yeah, so
overcoming.
funny.
It's
It's a
probably
villain
just
book.
her experience.
Hey, I guess somebody needs to write a book for a villain. one of
So
these
funny.
days.
Wait, can we discuss how it's so funny though? Because her name is J.K. Rowling because she used to be like she used to let nobody know that she was a woman because like it was like a men were the
Man,
writers
I mean,
thing.
world, yeah.
So
Yeah.
she literally pretended to be a man for years and she's transphobic.
I know.
I
it's-
I don't
But
understand.
like it's not the
Because-
same exact thing, but like you're
It's-
pretending
yeah.
to be a man.
Trans people had to walk for JK to run.
away.
Hopefully for a very, very long time. But we can only keep our let's not hold our breath. Let's not hold our breath on that one.
That was a 10 out of 10. That was so good.
The clutchness of that.
Oh my god.
Clutchness of that.
Wow.
That was.
Wait,
I'm
speaking
writing that
of
down.
reading. You know who definitely can't read the new book of J.K. Rowling? Leah Michelle. Queen. So, Leah Michelle, we have confirmation from Leah Michelle that apparently she can read.
Can.
I don't know if I believe that.
Can.
Okay, so if you don't know the backstory to this, oh, she's got the evidence. Lara's got the evidence. But first, if you don't know the backstory, people are convinced that Leah Michelle, who plays Rachel Berry in Glee, and she's actually currently about to star in Funny Girl on Broadway, all these good jazz. she has been in the spotlight for so long, and people have the theory that she cannot read, that she is illiterate because she was a childhood star and she really didn't go to classes or anything to like learn, because from very young age she was just in the spotlight. So there's a lot of evidence, according to Lara, about why she can't read, but she claims that she can. And she did when she was on Glee. I don't know.
Gabi does not sound convinced.
I'm not convinced. I'm convinced
If I could-
she is illiterate.
I
Anyways,
definitely agree with you.
I also just don't like Leah Michelle, but that's besides the point.
Yeah.
So
Not many
yes.
people do.
So some of the conspiracies. Wow, we cannot speak today. Conspiracies say that she was a child actor, so she didn't have time to learn or how to read. So her producers would tell her lines, which I very much believe, especially when you're a child actor. Like, you're not reading your lines; they're just telling you what to say, and you're saying them. So, anyways, Leah Michelle also wrote a book, but it's not words. No, they're only pictures.
Ooh,
Is that really a thing?
yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I
It
didn't know
really
that.
is.
And then when she was on the Ellen show, they played Cards Against Humanity, and Leah Michelle didn't look like she read them. She just took the first card off the top of the deck. So you're telling me, how do you play Cards Against Humanity and not? Okay, whatever. And at her book signing, her signature doesn't look like anything like her name. It's just random squiggles. And finally, Leah Michelle's Instagram captions only contain of emojis. And when they do contain words, it's rumored that her assistant writes the captions for her. I believe this. Like,
Not
this
gonna
is
lie
really-
though, I thought about making that move though. Low-key.
No,
More
but like,
captions,
when
too much work.
people accuse you of not being able to read,
It doesn't help your
that's not
case.
helping your case. Anyways,
No.
but anyway, after the years long Leah Michelle cannot read conspiracy theory, it has reached a very critical mass, and it's forcing Leah Michelle herself to address it in a big New York Times profile. That's how serious this has gotten for this poor woman. Michelle supposedly doesn't want to, quote, fuel the fire, unquote, of her online criticism, but couldn't help but correct the record in the newspaper. So she said, quote, I went to Glee every single day. I knew my lines every single day. And then there's a rumor online that I can't read or write. It's sad. It really is. I think often if I were a man, a lot of this wouldn't be the case. End quote. Michelle's illiteracy was less a rumor than it was simply a fun time for the kids at home. And as pervasive as sexism may be, no Glee cast member is truly safe from memification. Even before Matthew Morrison was in the news for questionable behavior, TikTok was dragging him over the coals for his cringiest moments as Mr. Shu in Glee.
That's right.
I don't really know why she's like, if I was the man, this wouldn't be the case, because Matthew Morrison has been getting slandered for way longer than Leah Michelle has, honestly. And not only that, in that quote that she said for New York Times, she literally doesn't even say, I read my lines every single day. She said, I knew my lines every single day. That's not, you're still not confirming. Like, yeah, you can know your lines. You can, like, somebody can read them to you and you can just keep practicing them. But you didn't read them, girlfriend.
I was thinking the
Shame.
exact same thing.
See, we're all on the same page. Leah Michelle, you're not helping yourself, girlfriend.
Yeah.
Me and Lara were talking about this last night, and I said, Lara, they could release any bit of an article about her and it not even be like what she said, and she'd have no clue.
Ooh. Imagine that. You're getting like insulted and you're just like, huh?
And she's like, oh my God, they posted my article. Like, it's so good.
It's actually like the most scathing review ever.
Yeah, and that's where I think that she needs to like get herself together. Anyway.
It's okay. The phone could read it for her. She'll be fine.
Yeah,
Siri
that's
is really
true.
not a
She
decent
definitely uses her
keyboard.
Siri. I
Yeah.
know she does. She said, Siri, hey Siri, can
Siri.
you tell me what this article says about me? Thanks."
What's kind
Yeah,
of funny
Mister.
though is I
Yeah,
didn't
Mister.
hear about this at all until her post about it, because people were
She did do
reposting
a
it.
post about
Wait,
it.
Yeah,
pause.
so I had
You didn't
I
know
did
that
not
people
know.
thought this about her?
No, no offense
Yeah,
to Leah
it's
Michelle,
kind
but I
of
haven't thought
obscene,
about her
not
in a
gonna
minute.
lie.
No,
No, I don't think about her otherwise unless I'm
But-
1, watching Glee, 2, thinking about Corey Monteith, 3, seeing the memes about her.
Yeah.
I don't know how I've escaped this for so long.
You're so
But I guess
lucky.
but that's why it's kind of funny. Like now she addressed it and now I know about it.
Can
And
we
like,
talk about
I'm like, haha, lol.
Can we talk about how
Whoa,
Jane Lynch was on Broadway's Funny Girl, and her thing, sorry, I'm like stealing all the words out of your
we're on
brain.
the same page. I
And
love.
and she was her contract with Funny Girl was ending like at the end of September, but Leah Michelle starts on Funny Girl at the end of September.
No, I
So
think
she
starts
changed.
this week.
Oh, yeah, she
Mhm.
starts this week. So Jane Lynch changed the end of her contract to end right before Leah Michelle actually started to come on, because Jane Lynch does not like Leah Michelle, which is like, I get it.
She lost out on like a couple more weeks of a bag. She gave that up because she really cannot work with this woman. That's saying something.
And
That's
and
really
here's
saying
the thing. Here's the thing. That's how Sue sees it.
I
That's what I got for you.
on that note,
That was so good.
that was good.
I was so good. And nobody's gonna appreciate that.
I think Emo did.
I did.
Emil did. I know she was cackled over there. I love Glee, and Sue is my favorite character.
I
But
have to
that's
watch it
besides the
again.
point.
To be honest, I've never watched Glee once in my life.
Okay, when I'm sad or I want to be sad,
Oh,
I watch the quarterback episode.
oh,
Rory Monty. Me and my roommate were talking about that last
Same.
night. Me and my roommate Sid, we were talking about how we both do that. Also, like Santana.
R.I.P. Queen.
I could talk about. I love Glee. I've watched it a couple times. I can't lie. I cannot.
That's so much.
Look, it's such a great show.
I agree.
Even with Matthew Morrison and Leah Michelle, it's so problematic and it's so funny.
I was introduced to a lot of good music through Glee.
exactly.
Like there's a lot of songs that I just associate with Glee that I don't think I would have known otherwise.
She gets it. Thank you.
Mm.
Emo gets it.
Y'all can
try.
get it together.
No, we're gonna take a quick break and then we're gonna
Hi,
get
Kyle.
into some quirky, not like the other girls' stories. Are you excited? You better be. All right, we'll BRB here on the Morning Buzz.
I heard the COVID-19 vaccine
And
has
the thing
all-
I heard about the vaccine.
Sure,
it's-
but do we really know about the long-term effects?
Did you
on
read
the
that thing on the internet?
Have you heard from his cousin that they
Phone
okay?
was dying.
You're hearing a lot of talk about
July.
Back. I'm sorry if you liked that song. I just didn't want to listen to it. I wanted to talk to you guys some more.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe later.
No hate to the Blood Brothers, but I wanted to talk to you guys about quirky, not like the other girl stories,
Oh, I love
Oh.
those.
because
Okay.
I'd rather do that. So
What's going on?
what's going on?
Something
know.
about Canada.
The Canadian. Okay, so if you don't know what quirky, not like the other girl stories are, because this is the beginning of the semester, I guess I'll just tell you they're fun news stories that like are weird,
Super weird. Quirky even.
quirky. They wear that stupid hat on their head. I just quoted Riverdale. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Anyways, so Canada, I really wanted to say Canadian,
Canadian.
you know, the
Yeah.
police in Canada. This is what I wanted to say. I'm sorry. I like to sometimes when Canada is the word, I sometimes like to go Canada.
I was thinking that.
Does everybody else do that?
Yeah, I
I
do.
do.
Okay. I wonder if Canadians do that. Canadians, call in. If you want,
You would
call
like,
on
please
in.
call us and let us know how do you guys refer
Do
to
you say
yourself?
Canada? Because I think
We're
you
on
should.
to you.
Because we say ussa. Anyways. Police. So I literally just okay. Now we have to. We're locked.
Mhm.
We're ready to go.
Do it.
Canadian police won't charge a Bible camp exorcist because his demon banishing was legal.
Oh my goodness.
So wait,
Based.
so there was a Bible. Okay, so guys, all right, there's ready. Are you ready for my dramatic reading?
Yes.
Here we go.
So there was a Bible camp, and they had an exorcism. Okay, because like I guess someone was possessed, and apparently that's legal. So the Canadian police were like, "I'm not gonna charge you. Okay, it's legal. Okay, you're demon banishing. It's fine. You're okay." So they will not file charges against the exorcist who left a. This is so funny. I'm sorry. Who left a youngster bleeding and trembling on the floor because his attempt to expel the demon was legal. Why was he bleeding? Wait, pause. We got to get into this, okay? Carlos McIntyre worked as a counselor at the Redberry Bible Camp in Saskatchewan, Canada, and was boasted
Yes.
freely of performing an exorcism on a little boy at a Canadian camp. Saskatoon's, that's what the camp is called, Redberry Bible Camp, was verified that he is no longer employed by them. The preacher confirms that he was fired as a result of backlash caused by youngsters telling their parents about the incident. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police launched an inquiry into allegations that have now concluded it. Authorities will not arrest McIntyre, who boasted about executing an exorcism, on a teenage boy, despite leaving him bleeding and twitching on the floor. After receiving many allegations, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police initiated an investigation into the claimed exorcism that took place on July 13th. According to a source, McIntyre performed an exorcism in one of the camp cabins where two witnesses observed the youngster on the floor. The boy was reportedly bleeding from the nose, making sounds and twitching while other children were yelling for assistance. The RCMP has now stated that they will take no further action following their inquiry, noting that what occurred in Canada was legitimate. Pause. I need to know why he was bleeding. What kind of exorcism was this? Because
I mean-
every exorcism I've heard of, they're like, oh,
Now
and
they
then they
get
like,
crazy
and then they like
intense.
rise, and then they rise up in the air, and then they like, I'm like holding my wire, like they like rise up in the air, and their body goes, oh,
Gabby's doing it right now.
and the demon like leaves their bodies, and then they just
There
fall back to the
was-
floor. Where is the blood in that?
I mean, I think I'm just gonna say, Gab, that sounded like a scene from what's that those
What-
good
Any
movies?
demon movie.
No,
ever.
it's the couple, husband and wife, the very famous. Yes, The Conjuring. It sounded like
Ugh.
yes, but no, real life exorcisms, being someone that comes from a decently religious background, they high key do get very, very freaky to the point where people do end up getting bodily harmed, to the point where you got to like wrap someone down and hold them down against their will, and like they fight back, so you fight back. So I mean,
A little bit too much.
Why
like
is
this.
I'm a counselor doing this to a camper
That
though?
I have no answer. I have no answer for that. man.
Get real serious.
Is that
sometimes.
what they do when a camper's being bad? They're like, Satan is upon you, and then
Yeah,
they
pretty
they
much.
just like
Fire on you.
exercise you. I don't
I mean, I'm assuming maybe they're like,
I don't know.
we saw him doing that weird backwards bridge walking, and we were like, nah, we knew there was something going on there.
I can't
Talking.
understand how, because this was a child involved, correct? How this
A child.
a child.
We're quoting a vine. Anyway,
It was a child.
That caught me off guard.
Um,
They also kept calling him a youngster, and for some reason I found that funny
know.
too. Continue.
I know why a youngster trembling on the floor.
Yeah, how
Also-
do they find this legitimate and not concerning? Like, if you want to go the religious route,
No,
and
but it
just-
wasn't
Yeah.
even like it was a priest doing this. Like it was a camp counselor. Like that should not be legal.
Also,
Mm-mm.
I would like to share that I have how to perform an exorcism in my search history just for the buzz. So I'm working.
I
on
want to
that.
know.
Hey,
Can you
listen,
tell
gotta
us?
do the research.
I
Gotta
She
do the
tells us
research.
it might
it's
happen in
getting
this very
difficult.
room.
Yeah, I found out that there are stairs.
Yeah, see,
the-
she's gonna go
the
down the
stairs.
rabbit hole. Next thing you
Oh.
know, she's gonna be reading the Kabbalah. And we're all gonna be
Spent next week.
yeah, we're all done for after that
Oh,
one.
goodness.
We're gonna go
All
to
of us exit our
Bro,
bodies.
you know what's gonna happen? We're all gonna get sleep paralysis and see sleep paralysis demons.
And
I am the demon.
Emo just standing in the corner of your room.
Yeah. It's just- no, it's gonna be. You know what it's gonna be? It's gonna be that camp counselor waiting. I suspend this demon from your body, and you're gonna be like,
And then the Canadian police are gonna come in and be like, "It's fine."
it's okay.
You got it.
But you know what? You know what's funny? I would have just been like, "Are you guys sure that's not Heinz ketchup that's coming down this guy's nose?"
Oh my
God.
Yeah, 2 for 2.
He's good to that. Oh my gosh.
All right. Y'all ever had ketchup before?
I like ketchup on a good French fry.
I like ketchup.
I like
really
ketchup on my
ketchup.
food.
I'm like that corn kid for ketchup, maybe.
It's ketchup. A big tomato with.
It still's got the juice.
It's got the juice.
It does, because
That's why you shake the bottle.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because you know when you bite into like a hot dog and it goes splat.
I mean,
No,
not that.
actually,
You know
I
when you
think
freshly
Swap like a
open,
hot dog.
you know the freshly
I
open
like ketchup.
ketchups, and you go to squeeze it, nothing but water comes out, and you're like,
And you're like, come on.
it's like, why? It's soggy now.
Or you open it and you go to squeeze it and then it hits the person next to you and you're like, I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
yeah, that's a little awkward. but
That's rom-com level awkward.
yeah, that's so real.
I love rom-com.
Trust me, I
Ketchup
do too.
rom-com?
I should
Yeah.
not
That
be
needs
saying
to
these
happen
things
to
on
me in
air.
real life. This is a whole
You
Gabby's
need
going to
to
find love.
Love with
show.
ketchup and
It's all
cream.
good, Gabby.
But
What we'll do is you
love
and I
with
will
ketchup.
do research on K-dramas, and then we'll fix our love.
Yeah, and
lives.
maybe while you
Period.
find all love of your
Snapchat.
life,
Exorcism
you can be
research.
wearing some ketchup stained clothing because Heinz
Oh my
is now
gosh.
selling it, which is really crazy.
Trick the future love of my life into thinking that they got ketchup on me, so then they buy me a coffee to make up for the fact that they got ketchup on my clothes.
Mhm.
And then
Yeah.
I should write this.
Yeah.
Fan
Yeah.
fiction. I have a
Sorry.
fan fiction class. I will be writing this.
Yeah, just found the new fan fiction of the year right
And
here.
then they fall in love with me, but
And then
realistically,
they-
my
they
shirt
smooch.
is a Heinz clothing collection. with
Yeah, and
ketchup
I'm
stains.
honestly kind of intrigued by it. So, after years and years of quite literally leaving its mark on the fashion industry, Heinz has debuted a new clothing collection with ketchup stains. The
Yum.
quote vintage drip collection
Oh my
features
God.
thrifted
Oh
clothes
my.
in a partnership with ThredUp, an online resale platform. The proceeds go to support global hunger relief. There are 157 secondhand streetwear and designer pieces in the clothing line, each with a unique ketchup stain.
I need to look.
Quote, because when it's Heinz, it's not a stain, it's a statement, end quote, said a
my
press
I-
release. I love it.
They gotta stop giving
This
Gen
is embarrassing
Zers
for
marketing jobs in these companies,
Make a
man.
bag. I respect the bag. I
Vintage drip.
think that's pretty clever.
I
And
don't know. Okay, wait. This white denim jacket though, with the
Kinda
little
cute.
stain. Sorry,
Yeah.
it's kind of cute.
kind of
Anyway.
killing it, honestly.
I'm looking this
The
up.
size ranges from extra extra small to extra extra large. The first drop launches today, and another will happen on September 13th, featuring more exclusive items. Cute. Alyssa Cicero, Heinz brand manager, it said in a release quote, while Heinz is recognized globally for its iconic glass bottles, Keystone, and slow pouring ketchup, we saw an opportunity to view the stain we've been leaving on clothes as another iconic brand symbol and change the narrative from a stain to a statement, end quote. Heinz and ThredUp said 100% of the proceeds will benefit Rise Against Hunger, an international hunger relief nonprofit that organizes and distributes food to developing nations. I think
Even the model,
it's
in-
pretty genius.
even the model in the picture is like, this is a stupid idea.
Yeah, like, come on, guys.
Would you cop?
No,
Ah.
not even in the
Why?
slightest.
Because then everybody's gonna be like, oh my god, like
You have ketchup on
You
your
have
shirt.
Ketchup on your shirt, and I just don't want to hear that all day.
That's all you're gonna hear.
This is kind of iconic for like marketing wise. I think it's very clever.
Oh, it is. Let's make it a statement, not a stain. That's awesome and very clever. And then the Rise Against Hunger, but like, how many people are gonna buy this for the proceeds to go to
That's
them?
true. I think the only thing that works out for this is like the campaign ads, like commercials and posters and stuff. Like you're gonna look at it and be like, haha, that's cute, that's funny.
The only way that this is convenient is that if I do get actual ketchup on it, I can just be like, it's part of the shirt.
Yeah.
That's true.
Mhm.
We're normalizing ketchup stains now. That's so real.
Normalize ketchup stains.
Normalize
These are
ketchup
the things that
stains.
matter.
These are the things that matter. I think now ThreadUp is kind of like it makes their job easier because if they get any donations with ketchup stains on it, they can just put it in the line.
Be like, hey, dude, I got some ketchup stain here. You want this? Here you go.
Literally.
God,
Is Heinz gonna make like a mustard collection and like a hot sauce collection?
honestly, you're onto something.
I'm telling
Are
you,
you-
this will flop.
Heinz-
This will flop, and they will definitely regret ever trying to do this.
So
Probably,
true.
yeah.
But I think honestly,
Honestly-
since people are talking about
I
it,
was gonna say
pretty-
we're talking about
it's
it.
working.
But like, how much more talk does ketchup need?
Apparently
Do
a
you-
lot.
Think about it. You got burgers. If you don't put ketchup on your burger,
That's just wrong.
You can go
think
without ketchup on your burger.
should-
Some people don't
Should
like
you-
ketchup.
You shouldn't.
No, you
I
shouldn't.
feel like that's like people that put milk first, then cereal after.
That's just wrong. And I do not support that here on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. I refuse to believe
I don't support milk.
that people
I
put
second
milk
that.
in the bowl before they put the
Ally.
cereal. I am a milk ally.
I back up Gabby on this one. Me and milk
We're buddies, me and
hold it
Milk.
down. They might mess up my stomach, but they hold it down.
But so I don't know. I don't
Milk.
understand that. But the whole like milk before cereal thing,
Wild.
we could go on for that for hours, but we're not going to because unfortunately
We ran out of time.
we ran out of time. It is 9:01, which means the morning
Overtime.
buzz
It's 9:01 on 90.3.
WMSC
Wow. That's
Upper Montclair. Which means we're done.
Aww.
unfortunate.
I know you're all sad.
Bye.
I know you're gonna miss us. We're fabulous. We know. But that's okay because next Tuesday we will be back on again. Again. Yes, you will see me
Oh my God.
again.
A season premiere, everybody.
It is a season
So
premiere.
exciting.
So be excited. Tomorrow is who is on tomorrow? Leslie. Jake and Leslie.
Ooh, icon.
So-
Shout out to Leslie.
If you're
Jake
Got me in
excited-
here. She's the
Bye.
best.
So if you're excited for that, you should tune in tomorrow. If you're not excited for that, well, that's just a shame on you.
Waiting for us to come back on Tuesday.
Tune in tomorrow.
You
If feel
should.
like it.
If you feel like it, you should. But like, if you want to wait till next Tuesday, I get it.
We still rock with you either way.
We do
Yeah,
because
okay.
you'd be supporting us, and that's all that matters.
Cheers.
So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed our show today. I'm Gabi Lutz, and we are out for the day.
Bye.
Peace.